Female genital mutilation among young girls is still a huge problem in the country, with a number of counties, especially in the northeastern region, recording a rise in numbers recently.
Female genital mutilation hinders girls a lot of opportunities. Number one, because of psychological and the physical trauma we go through, then it becomes really hard for girls to continue with education. Majority of them drop out of school. Then they are subjected to child marriage. Then from there, you know, these girls are just abused. They cannot contribute to the national agendas.
Even as the government strategizes on averting FGM by 2022, a number of hurdles are posing a challenge in achieving the goal, with reinforcing the laws against the vice and sensitization cited among the underlying issues.
The DPP and the IG and the administration will have to work together, right? The chiefs have to go down and sensitize the community. There's a lot of work to be done, especially when we know that it's increasing, you know, and I believe that the SUPCAM has come out very clearly and said that FGM is not permitted in Islam. It is not an Islamic practice, it's a cultural practice.
Brighter Society Initiative, which is among organizations launched to help government fight against FGM and gender-based violence at large, says over 4 million FGM survivors in the country need full support from different stakeholders in a bid to fight the menace.
We are talking about 4 million survivors in Kenya alone. Globally, we are talking about 200 million survivors of FGM. So if we can all join hands and say we need to build the confidence of these survivors. For me, it happened to me, but I will never subject it to my daughters. What about other survivors? They are doing that to their daughters. How can we ensure that they understand that FGM is harmful and it should never happen to their own daughters? Then that way, we can cut that gap.
The youth have also been urged to be at the forefront in the fight against FGM, gender-based violence and other vices such as early pregnancies.
Are things that really contribute to the development of this country. If we don't take care of that, and if we don't take care of our mental health, then we don't have a sustainable life, we don't have a sustainable government to go forward.
Young girls are vulnerable to things that are harmful, or like teenage pregnancy, losing opportunity. The whole society loses.
Sadia Hussein, an FGM survivor, says the rise in FGM cases are alarming, and thus there is need for concerted efforts in taming the vice.
We have another responsibility as the stakeholders now, as organizations, as CSOs. We should never compete. We should come together, pull resources together, and make sure that we are trying to focus on the best interest of the girl child.
The society is also being urged to shun away from such retrogressive cultures and religious beliefs to help aid fight against the vice.
Tunataka kuwajulisha watu kuwa mambo kama haya, ukeketaji, ndoa za mapema na za kulazimishana hazikubaliwi na dini.
Having it as a rite of passage, it is very, very difficult to convince them to stop FGM, because for our girls, they see that they don't have any other alternative rite of passage. So we want to have a different conversation and introduce an alternative rite of passage so we can see if they will embrace the alternative rite of passage, because that way we will be able to have be on the same level with them.
Nixon Kisaka, K24 TV, Nairobi.